everybody.
Hello.
Welcome back to our shop project.
Yes, this is session 3, and we are going to continue our project, the shop management project. In the last session, we rewrote a do-while loop, the simplest form of the loops in the Kotlin, and we wrote some code in order to define some products. And we asked the user if the user wants to add more products, and let's run the program. So it first asks for the shop name, and let's enter shop. Then it asks for the product name, for example, Apple, and the product price, for example, 1,000. Then it asks that if I want to continue and add another product. And if I say no, the program will exit and it will print the product names and the product prices. So in this session, we want to get the customer info. After defining our products, we want to get the customer info, and we want to create a shopping cart for that customer. And after that, we want to be able to add items to the shopping cart. The items should be added according to the products that we have defined previously. So let's continue. You want to write?
Okay.
Okay. So ask in this.
Should I write it?
Yes.
Ask
for the customer name.
Ask for the customer name. It's better first of all define a val. Yes.
Yes.
Val customer. Yes. Am I right?
Yes.
Is it true? Customer. That's the dictation has problem. Yes. Customer name. Then read line. Yes.
Read line with
small a.
Yes.
Small r.
Yes.
Read.
Not a small.
Line.
Lowercase.
Lowercase. Yes. Then that's the smallest. Then so up to here we got the customer's name. Yes.
Yes.
Then we have to print it.
But we have not
Before
asked.
that, yes, we have.
You should ask the user.
It's better to copy here.
You're good for great copying and pasting.
Then please enter your name. Yes.
Yes.
Please enter your name. Yeah.
Name. Yeah.
It's better or no?
Yes.
Question mark
That's
is
enough.
okay. Then
So you're asking for the
customer's name, and then we
please enter
the customer.
Not your name. The customer name.
Please enter.
Yes. This is the shop manager that is working with this application.
That's the person.
Yes.
Please enter
Customer. The customer name.
customer name.
Yes.
Customer's name.
Customer name. No.
Okay.
Single one. And after that, we want to ask for the first item of the cart of the shopping cart. We are going to create a
What do you mean by shopping cart?
shopping cart.
That's a big question for me. Cart means the things that we want to buy.
No, not cart. Cart. The shopping cart is the thing that when you go to a shop, for example, Amazon. When you go to Amazon, you add some items to a cart.
Okay.
And then you check out that cart.
So
that is a shopping
that
cart.
was misunderstanding. I said that you say shopping cart.
No, not cart. Cart.
I said that.
No.
The shop.
No, we are going to model the real world. In the real world, when you physically go into a shop, you grab a shopping basket.
Exactly.
And then you put items in it, and then you go to the cashier.
Yes.
In here, we are going to model that.
Okay.
Real
the
world.
cart.
Yes, it's shopping basket.
Okay.
Not cart. Shopping basket.
Okay. So then you should ask that.
Yes. Ask for the first item. Ask what is the. Please enter item product name, for example.
Please enter
item product name. Yes.
And then
define a val or var, and
val is better.
Val is enough for here. Val is value.
I remember that you said that we can change the val.
Yes, whenever
later,
you want.
But for a variable we can't, huh?
No. For val, which stands for value.
We can change it later.
You cannot change value.
Value we can.
But var,
we can.
var is
okay,
variable.
as a variable.
Yes.
So good. I got it. What should I call it? Cart?
No. Item product.
Item.
Product name. Whatever. Item product. Right line.
Line.
And then ask for the amount.
Amount.
Yes.
Copy paste.
Copy pasting.
Saving the time, huh?
Yeah.
Amount,
Yeah.
please.
You would first ask, what is it? For example, it's an apple. How many apples? 3 apples.
Enter
example.
the amount of
Amount of item. Yes.
amount of
Item.
item. This is better than question mark, huh?
Yeah, maybe sometimes.
Because we don't ask anything.
Yeah.
Then define a val amount of
Amount. Yes.
item amount. Item amount and reply.
Reply.
Sorry, I pressed the keyboard so hardly.
Oh.
I love these things. It makes me calm when I press my top. Good.
Okay.
So I can write these things. The rest for you.
You are good with these things.
Logic.
And so we have asked for the item product name and the item amount, and then
But we didn't print them, huh?
yeah, yes, we didn't print them. We want to be able to store these items and their amounts, and after like above, like the this do
We
while,
need do while.
yes, we want to ask the user,
How many user or
ask the manager.
how many customers?
No. After entering the customer name, the manager will add as many as items he or she likes. For example, a customer is in front of the cashier.
Okay.
The manager is adding, for example, the items into the program.
Yes.
He sees, for example, 3 apples. He says, okay, apple 3. He sees 5 oranges. He enters orange 5. And after the basket is empty, he then he says, no, there is no more items, and asks the program to print the receipt.
You mean that whole customers? You said 3 apples, 4 apples. You mean that there are 10 customers, and one of them, I don't know, has about 2 apples. The other 3 apples, 4 apples.
No, maybe
We want to add all of them.
no,
and
no,
then-
no, not at this, not
For
at this
each-
point.
For each person.
Yes, yes, this
For
is
example, customer. I'm the customer. I bought 2 apples. 2 apples.
Yes.
Plus 2 oranges. Huh?
Yes, you have 2 apples and 2 oranges in your basket, and you are in the line, and you approach the cashier, and the cashier creates a new shopping basket and enters the items inside your basket.
Very good. So we should want. Can I ask? Can I guess? We should make do while. Yes. Is that
Yes.
your logic? Then
Yes.
after here, enter the amount of item. We
Yes.
have to ask: Is there any customer?
Yes, of
Then
course.
it's
Is there any
yes.
item?
Is there any item?
Yes.
So you mean that these 3 lines are the items?
Oh, no. These 2 sections, these 2 parts, will be repeated until the manager decides that
okay.
there is no more.
So if what if if we have more than one customer, one customer?
We are writing this program for the moment
For the one
yes,
customer.
for only one customer.
Okay.
I know it is
But we will-
fictional, but we will continue and
we will extend it.
yes, we'll extend.
So may I write? Do yes? You
Yes,
mean
of
this?
course.
Then do we have to bring this
So
right brace? Oh, sorry. What happened? Right brace here. Then yes.
yes,
And then in while, that is our condition. Yes.
condition
We have to ask
until when?
until. We have to ask a question. Yes, here.
Yes,
Yes.
of course.
We have to have a print ln. Yes, print ln. Then we have to ask, what is there any item?
Yes,
Is there any
item.
item? Is there any item? Then we have to ask yes or no. Yes.
Y or N or yes
Like
or
we can.
or like
previous we
that,
have
yes. Yes or
yes
no.
or no. Then here, red line. Yes.
Yes, we should have.
We
of
have
course.
to val the. Can I write answer again because we have answer here or no? I should change the name of the val.
The answer here is defined inside this scope.
This is scope.
Every brace defines a scope.
Yeah.
There is a scope here, and you have defined your val or var here, and this is only accessible inside this scope.
Okay, got it.
So there, it's not.
So I can have another answer.
If you type answer here, you will see that it is not accessible.
Right. There's no access.
Yes, you have not access to that. But you can define it once more for this block, for this
Okay,
scope.
very good. I got it. So again, val answered. That is for this scope. No?
Yes.
Then we have the red line. Then that's finished. While up to the answer
Answer which is not
not accessible. Yes.
no, it is accessible. It's Kotlin. But
While the answer is
not
yes.
equals to no.
What
While
the
answer is not no,
no.
no implication.
That's because of this string.
Yes.
And that will be okay, yeah?
Let me reformat
How
with tab.
how did you do that?
I selected and I pressed tab. Simple as that.
I thought that it has
No.
hotkey.
No. It has hotkey. Yeah, we will see that. It's Alt Control L.
Right.
So we just wrote. We put those lines that we want to be repeated inside a loop with the condition until the answer is no. So if the answer is not no, this will keep going and this will ask for the items.
It's better to run it, huh?
Yes, let's run.
Let's test what will happen.
So it's asking for the shop name. I enter shop, enter product name, P1, price 100. Do you want to define another product? Nope. Please enter the customer name, customer. Please enter item, product name. So the item product name is P1, for example, P1, and the amount is 3. Is there any item? Yes. Please enter item product name. Again, we have only one product, P1, and please enter the amount, for example, 10. Is there? No, there's no item. So this is printing these. Let's get rid of these lines. So the application until this line 44, asks for the shop name, asks for the products, product names and prices, their prices. It stores them. It stores the product names and prices here. And after that, it asks for our one and only customer. Let's assume that this imaginary shop has only one customer. And each day the manager will run the program and will first define the products and will get our one and only customer name, because he always forgets the customer name. And then he creates a basket for that shopping cart for that customer, and it adds the items inside the customer's basket until there is no more items inside. So let me write program a bit from here on. After asking for the items and their amounts, and we want to, here the program has finished and we want to print the receipt, the final receipt. We want to print the item 1, 2, 3, 4. It was, for example, 1,000 for the first item, for example, 200 for the third item, and the total price is a number, for example. So
each item should have a price, yes?
Yes.
And also we have entered that before.
Yes, we have price here. So to do that, we want to be able to iterate over the stored items. But we have not stored these items. We have only asked for the product name, item product name, and the item amount, and we have not stored them permanently. They are only stored in the scope, and after this loops back and starts again from here, it forgets the previous and the last item product name and amount. We want to, at each stage, at each iteration of this loop, we want to store them as well, like this loop here, that we stored the product names after asking them. We first asked, and then immediately we stored them outside this scope. These were defined outside scope and are accessible anywhere throughout this application in these lines. So let's define 2 more lists. One list is item product names, and by calling the mutable list of string function, this is a function that we are calling. This is a function, and we are telling the type of the list. It is returning us a list which we can add items to. And then we create another list, item amounts, and this is also another mutable list of string. And so we can, in this line, add the item product name. Let's rename it to name, to the item product names dot add item product name. And let's have these two exclamation marks here, bang, bang. I will explain this more, but for the moment, just ignore this syntax that we have to add two exclamation marks at the end here too. And we add this item amount to the amounts. So we have stored the product item names and item amounts permanently inside this loop. And after exiting the loop, we have access to the entered product names and item amounts. And we can go ahead and print item by item the entered items. So in order to do that and iterate the items that we have entered, again, we don't know in advance how many items the manager has entered for that customer. We don't know. We don't know the size of these lists.
Yes.
But we can
ask.
Yes, we can write a loop that goes forward and iterates on each item inside the list until the end, from the start until the end. So there is no for loop. There is a special kind of for loop that you've seen in Java, but there is no that simple form of the Java for loops here. Yes, in Kotlin, because there is no need for that, and you will see why. Not today, but you'll see there is no need for that ugly for loop here. But I don't want to overwhelm you with the complexity, because it may seem complex at this stage, at this point. I want to use very simple forms of loops here, and you are familiar with do while until now, do while loop, and I want to use this do while loop to iterate over all of the item product names. To do that, I again write a do while, and I want this loop to continue until the items, all items of the one of these lists have been iterated and has been finished. In order to do that, I have to define an index, a pointer that points to each item inside the list. So I define a var, a variable, index of product names, index of item product names, and it is 0 at the start. And then I want to continue this loop until the index of item product names is less than item product names dot size. In every language, programming languages which is C based like Java or even Kotlin, arrays and lists start from 0. So the first index in an array or inside a list is 0, not 1. And the last index of the
array.
Yes, I want to say the last index of memory, the last index of that memory cell inside the list or array is not the, for example, if our array or list has got 5 memory cells, the index of the first memory cell is the address, or index of the first is not 1, it's 0. And the last one is not 5, it's 4.
4, yes.
It's 1 less than the size. So if we iterate from 0 to 1 less than size, we will iterate over all of the items inside the array. So we want to access the first item of the item product names. In order to access the first item, we use this syntax, brackets. If we, for example, enter 1 inside item product names, this will print the, so let's, before using this do while loop, I comment these lines. Before using that, let's print ln the items that I have entered. Product, item product names 0, item product names 1, item product names 2. Let's run the application. This will ask for the shop name, P1000, P, yes, another one, P2, 2000, no other customer name, and enter item product name is P1, 3 of P1s, yes, another item, P2, 10 of P2, yes, another one, again P1, and 12, and no. So it goes ahead and it enters P1, P2, and P1. As you can see, because we have stored along the way the product names of each item, and it prints the product names. It's very obvious, yes. But we don't know in advance that how many items this basket, this shopping cart will have. And we have add all of the item names and amounts into this, into these lists. And now we want to iterate over them and print the names, but we cannot access them like this because we don't know the amount. We don't know how many items is in there. Yeah. So this is not the correct way of doing that. We have to have a loop which only runs for the amount of the items inside that list.
There's a question. I didn't get that. Where did these P1 and P2 they stored where?
Let's bring that.
We have added here. Huh?
Yes, we have added after entering the product name,
Okay,
item
okay,
product
yes,
name.
yes, I got it. Because I didn't remember that I write it.
No,
You added it. Okay.
Yes. So we can get, for example, let's name this val as this item product name. And it equals to the item product names, and we want to enter not a number here. We want to say, for example, the first product name, item product name, or the second or the third. But we don't want to hard code it here. We don't want to enter an explicit number. We want to enter the index of item product name, which increases at each repetition of this loop. Yes.
In each round?
Yes. So the index of item product names, we access that index inside the item product names and we store it in this item product name. And after that, we have to increment the index inside the loop. Because if we don't increment this loop will run forever, infinitely. Because every time this loop goes here, line 64.
That is always 0.
Yeah, it sees that 0 is less than size.
Yes.
Which the size is more than 0, and it is always true. Because it is always true, it will loop forever, and we don't want that. We want this loop to continue until all of the items, as much as the items inside the list. So we have simulated this loop to continue as much as the items inside the list, and for that we have defined an index which increases at each iteration. So this item product name, and we at each round we get the product names of that index. So let's store this item product amount item product, what was item amounts, is item amounts. The item amounts here, this list here, this stores the amounts of each item, and these two lists are aligned. The first item of this list has the first item of basket's name, and the first item of this list has the amount of that item.
Also, we can draw it in a paint, huh? Do you have paint?
Paint.
To draw these things.
I don't know if we have paint, and I don't know how we want to
With
illustrate them.
Yes, I can illustrate it.
Paint. I don't have any
They-
type of paint here. So I promise
Does
I
it have
will
any word?
install it. Word. Yes, text editor.
Text editor?
Yes. What do you want?
Is
to-
there any pen here or no? What's that?
No,
I need
no,
something to draw. Or
No, no,
a
you-
word I need to draw, for example, table here.
No.
Mhm.
Okay, I see what I'm going to do for the next session. I promise you to install one application, paint application.
Because you use Ubuntu, yeah?
Yes, it's Ubuntu and it's not Windows. So we have a loop here. It iterates over all of the items,
Mhm.
and we know that because it loops until this index is less than size, and we increase this index at each iteration.
Mhm.
And so the first one will be the first item, the second iteration will be the second item, and we will access to both lists at each iteration,
Yes.
the item product names list
Mhm.
and the item amounts list. And because each element of every list is about each one item, and they are aligned. You know, the thing that you were going to, I think, paint was this. Yes, a table
Mhm.
which each item has
Yes,
a
exactly,
name and
yes.
has a price,
Mhm.
but each column is itself a list.
Yes.
So we could have a println here, println that item. So let's first item. The number of item here is index of item product names. Yes. Item number, for example, 1, 2, 3 is. You have not seen this sign
Dollar
before.
sign,
Yes,
yes.
dollar sign. We call this string interpolation. This is not, I think, in Java. We don't have it in Java.
Yes.
Let's use the single form, just the concatenation form.
Mhm.
Concat a string with another string. We use
A
the
value,
plus
yeah.
sign,
Mhm.
and we say I'm going to build a string that says item 1 is 3
Mhm.
of apples. Item 2 is
Mhm, mhm.
5 of oranges, for example.
Yes.
For that, I say item n.
Mhm.
Item n, the number of item is index of product names.
Mhm. Plus
Item,
is.
for example, colon or is, yes, is plus again this item product amount.
Mhm.
Again, we concatenate this of this item product name. Okay,
Mhm.
let's run this application, this program of ours. So it asks for the shop name, we enter shop, enter the product name, P1, product price 2000. Yes, I want to add another product, P2, 100. Yes, another product, P3, 400. No, the customer name is customer, and it asks for the item product name. I say, for example, P1 and 4 of P1. Yes, I want to add another item, P2, for example, 10 of P2s, and yes, another item, P3, please enter amount, for example, 20, and at this point the customer goes and grabs another P1, for example, grabs another pairs of apples, and it brings and says, I say, yes, I want to add again product item, P1, for example, 2 of P1s, and no, there is no more item. And as you can see, it prints the item. This is the receipt.
Item
says
one is
that
4 of.
Item 1 is 4 of P1s.
Uh-huh.
Item 2 is 10 of P2s.
Uh-huh.
Item 3 is 20 of P3s.
Mhm.
So this is the receipt. This is not perfect because
Yes.
we
You
have
have
not.
2 P1.
No. That is not problem. In some, if you've seen before in some shops, that if you go and grab in the middle of the receipt, go and grab another product that you have had that's in your basket, they will
Add it again.
They will add it again as a separate item. No,
Mhm.
they will not concat them.
Okay.
So it is not perfect because we have not calculated the total price of each item here, and the